It's game 2 of this doubleheader here at Central Wyoming College, as your Rustlers will take on the Golden Eagles here in their conference opener for the season. John, as I was off there, but there we go, as Wyatt Bridge could join alongside John Gabrielson. And John, conference opener, what do you hope to see in a conference opening matchup?
Well, a win, obviously, at home is paramount. I mean, I wouldn't say paramount, but huge at this point, especially when the conference is down 4 games. You don't have Sheridan, you don't have Gillette. You didn't have that last spring either, but it's 10 conference games now, and each one can move you up and down spots. Just like Eastern Wyoming sneaking that one away from Western Wyoming last night by 3 at home. Looking at records, that's an upset. You really don't know if it's an upset as things will play out, but obviously come to compete, shoot the ball, and come away with a W on your home court tonight for head coach Brad Schmidt.
Yeah, I did listen to the show this morning, and he was talking about how big home games are, winning pretty much all your games and stealing a couple on the road, but we will see how Central does tonight. This is the 25th meeting between these two teams. LCCC does lead the series overall, but they played back-to-back to end the season, and unfortunately LCCC did win both games, but it's a new season, new players, new teams, and we'll see how this goes.
I thought they each won on the home court, and then Central had to go to Casper to play the Region 9 play-in game, but lost there. But
I can fact check that.
The women, I think, were 2 out of 3 in favor of LCCC towards the end of that season as well. But it's 2 old conference opponents that know each other very well. No love lost when you get into conference, and it's going to be 40 minutes of scrappy basketball between these two teams. The men's team hasn't played. They've played 1 game out of the last. Well, they've had 8 out of 9 canceled since December 4th. They got to play January 3rd against Miles, beat Miles. LCCC's played a couple of games here this January, but they're a little bit injured as well. Arian Lewis under the weather a little bit and missing another player or 2 here. So it's next man up and get out there and play and survive.
Yeah, as you were mentioning, Arian Lewis is one of their impactful players, but they got 4, including Arian, scoring in double figures every night, and I think Central's got a lot to work with, especially with this team.
Right, yeah, it starts, I think, with Xavier McCord. I think he is the X factor, no pun intended, with X being his first letter of his first name. But he is definitely one they're going to have to contend with. And then you look, they got a 7-footer, pretty much. Well, he's 6'10", Nolan Coswell, and that'll be a matchup for the bigs for Central. Gaza and Yehi Black, and also for Jared Lucas, that 5 position to handle the load of Coswell.
Yeah, as we are starting to get lineups for these teams. We'll start with LCCC. Derek Harden, he's a sophomore from Rex, Georgia. He's a 6'8" sophomore. Then you have Xavier McCord, like John mentioned, a freshman from Cheyenne, Wyoming. A few Cheyenne players on this team, and a few Wyoming players, actually. Nolan Coswell, a sophomore from Georgia. Jaden Bradley, he's also a sophomore. He's averaging almost 16 points a game. And then Max Reyes, a freshman from Bronx, New York. And I have no stats for him, so we'll see what he's like. I don't know if he's played a game. I have marked no stats, but we will see how this goes. As we get moving on to Central, we'll have Jesse White, Jack Klumak, looks like Saul May. Then you have, trying to make sure we get Sebastian Gaza getting the start today. And then you have Nate Mims, as Nate Mims is having a pretty good season so far, 11 points, averaging 4.6 rebounds a game, shooting 37% from the field goal, but 30 from 3, which is a pretty decent shooting average, if you ask me.
White, the transfer from Utah State, sophomore, brings some savvy experience along with Klumak, and then Sebastian Gaza, the other sophomore. Then you add in freshmen Mims and May, and they're going to grow up a little bit tonight and see what conference play is all about. They list McCord as a freshman, but I think he's gotten a COVID year to say that he's a freshman, because he was out there sniping shots left and right last year for this LCCC team.
Yeah, as Central in their white uniforms, orange numbers and letters with black trim. LCCC in their navy blue uniforms, as one of the players has got to take an earring off, with gold numbers and some white accents on there. Those are some pretty good-looking jerseys, if you do say so myself, especially the number font. But as one of the players has got to take their earrings out, and we will be underway.
Didn't do the pregame checklist there. Got a little bling in, and Now we're ready to play some ball.
Nothing wrong with bling here as we get tipped off, controlled by the Rustlers, and we are underway in conference play as Jesse White's going to cross the half-court stripe. White passes this off to Klumak. He'll do a little weave, passes this back to Mims. Mims looks for Saul May. May trying to drive in as this is going to get tipped, but still controlled by Central. May with a long two. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded there by Derek Harden.
Harden, a big kid, 6'8", very strong young man, has the ball in his hands now.
Guarded by Saul May on top of the three-point line. This is going to be handed off to Nolan Coswell. Coswell driving it on Gaza. He'll take a little shot. That's in and good. First points go to the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to contend with. The big 6'10" down low. Nice little jump hook and drops it in.
Yeah, a lot of work for Central tonight on the defensive side as Klumak will pass this to Mims. White averaging almost 20 points this season. He's having a great season here at Central Wyoming College.
Gaza actually played pretty good defense on that exchange down there on the other side as Klumak goes into the paint, can't get it to drop, and Coswell will pull down the rebound.
And Coswell, one of the bigger players on this team, height-wise, as is going to be on top of the key. Here's Rise. Rise gives this back to Bradley. Bradley guarded by Mims. Looking for somebody, and it finally does. Gives this to Coswell. Here's a three, no good, and it looks like it's going to go to Central as that was tipped off from LCCC.
Yeah, Harden knocked it out of bounds. You know, he got a pretty good look at three, and if that goes down, that's going to be incredibly hard to defend on the night when he just pulls off kind of a Graham EK move down into the paint and then comes out and snaps a Hunter Thompson three perhaps, but didn't get it to go.
And there's White for three. First points of the game, and it's a big three right there as Central gets an early 3-2 lead over the Golden Eagles.
Good way to start on your home floor shooting from the arc.
Conference play, again, so impactful as that goes in by Rise, and it's a 4-3 lead on the Pepsi scoreboard. And here's White again for three, tries to fall to get the foul, no good, and it's rebounded again by Harden. LCCC with the ball, 7:52 to go in this first half. Again, two halves, 20 minutes each. Here's a shot there, and it's good by Harden. Here's 2 free points, and it's 6-3.
Yeah, he got good position, nice entry pass, makes the move to the hoop and scores.
Mims on top of the key, gives this to Klumak on the far side. Klumak floater in and good.
Boy, the defense just kind of parted for him right there, and he does the patented Jack Klumak little floater from about 8 feet and drops it in.
Rise hands this back off to Bradley. Bradley gives it to the post. Harden guarded by May. May pretty good defense on this play, but it still goes in. Harden's just being tough to defend right now.
Yeah, May had pretty good defense. Right now, the difference is thickness. The LCCC players a little thicker than our CWC players.
As White drives this to the baseline, tries to give this to Gaza. Gaza gets a little tangled up there, but it's going to be a turnover for Central. Here's a shot. That layup is in and good. Give credit there to Bradley.
Transition bucket for LCCC off the turnover. As Central a little slow, meandering back to the other end, and they get scored on.
You're going to see McCray come checking into the game for LCCC, and Yehi Black Bear going to be checking in on the next dead ball. May, top of the key, gives this, oh, excuse me, that was Mims to May, but that's still no good.
A little tentative, left it short.
Approaching 16 minutes, 20 seconds in this first half. Bradley, top of the arc, guarded by Klumak. Going to give this to Harden. Gives this back to the top of the key. Here's a three from the top, and no good. That was taken there by Coswell.
Been a couple of minutes since the Central team has scored after that floater by Klumak.
As Sebastian mishandles the pass, that's going to be laid up, no good. Tries to get his own rebound, does. Here's another one, getting good.
Nice job by Sebastian Gaza. They call that stick-to-itiveness as he stayed with it, wrestled away a rebound and scored.
Here's a shot here, no good. Left it short, doesn't touch anything but net.
Thanks to Nate Mims, good defense down there. It didn't touch anything.
You know, Central playing good defense. It's just the shots have gone in. Here's a three from Mims, no good. And I think we're going to have a foul on Klumak.
Yeah, it is. He gets tangled up with Jaden Bradley on the ensuing rebound. 4 Rustlers going to check into the ball game. Long, Yehi Black Bear, also Davis Richard. And we're also, is it Jaron Miller coming in? It is.
And you got to think, too, what's better, playing more games recently or having pretty much 7 weeks off of basketball, only playing one game? That was January 3rd when Central would defeat Miles in that game 82-65.
I posed that question to Coach Schmidt, and he said, I guess we'll find out tonight. I think just game situation and rotations, it's better to have played than it is to be quote-unquote fresh after not playing.
Brad gets around Stephen Long, mishandles it. It's going to stay with the Golden Eagles. Trying to see who that was touched off of.
Barely must have got touched by Davis Richard because it looked like the pass just kind of got out of his hand and went out of bounds from my angle.
Central with the ball, 10-7 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Eagles to inbound this. Here's a lob, and that is in. What a good play there. I mean, unfortunately, it was against Central, but that was a pretty impressive play. Richards, top of the passes it up to White. White going to look for a move here. He's going to look for Dahy Black Bear. Here's a 2, in and good.
Nice job as coming into Alger. It was McCray, and Black Bear just drops it in. Nice dish by Jesse White.
Still a 3-point lead for Laramie County as Rice is going to give this off. Here's a new player in. Allen coming in for the first time in this game as McCord goes in on Long, looks for a shot, is going to pass this back to Allen. Here's a 3 and way short, and it's rebounded by Miller. Miller trying to push the pace up. Here's Richard back to Here's a 3 by White. Hit and good. Nice sound there on those hoop mics, John.
Wow, thank you. I had to tune him up during the hiatus, but boy, Jesse White, 5 feet behind the 3 line to tie this game at 12s with 14:20 left on the Pepsi scoreboard first half.
Yeah, it seems like with the extension of the 3-point line, that's no good. Here's a rebound, and it's blocked by Dahy Black Bear. The shot attempt there was taken by McCray, but it was no good, and White coming with the board. Long kicks this out, but it's going to be stolen right away by Bradley. Bradley 2-on-1 situation, loses it, and there's going to be a double dribble. It's going to be Central basketball.
Great job by Jaden Bradley to see where that ball was going to pick it off at the free throw line, but then couldn't handle the prosperity on the other end. And I'm not sure if it was a double dribble or a travel or both, but there was definitely a violation, and they made the right call, and they'll give it back.
Tied at 12 apiece on the Pepsi scoreboard. 13:56 to go as Miller will bring this over the logo. Keeps the ball, gives this to Dahy Black Bear. Black Bear trying to get some room. Gets a little separation. Here's Miller. Here's a 3. It backs off, no good. Hits the back of the rim.
Yeah, they're letting him play a little physical down low. Niehi might have got away with a couple that he didn't get away with. Central is going to get a turnover.
And here's Richard. Gives this to Long. Here's a block shot.
Nice job by McCord.
And here's a easy shot. Black Bear with the block! What a play there by Black Bear!
And then McCord trying to save it is on the end line. Central gives it back. And how about the play by Black Bear to come back and finish? You had just said easy lay-in. You had just said easy lay-in coming when Black Bear pins it off the window.
That was probably a little loud there, but that was an impressive play as this score stays at 12. Again, the conference opener trying to get a good start to this conference season.
Dwayne Salisbury, the head coach, after being interim last year, just went out and won the conference as the interim coach. Probably hard to not hire him back as the head guy after that. There's a foul called on the ways. Miller heading to the cup is going to be fouled.
Trying to see that foul. That foul is on Harden. That's his first. Both teams with only one foul in this contest so far.
Called. One foul called.
Yeah, called for each team.
It's been fairly physical outside of that.
Klumak.
Both sides.
Here's Richard for a 3. Falls good! Wow, this is amazing. A sequence of events. What a 3.
McCray knocking Davis Richard to the court. Central has the lead, and they're going to the line with a 3-point/4-point opportunity.
Rise is gonna, or excuse me, that is not Rise leaving the game. McCray leaves. Here comes McCord. What a shine. Went all the way through.
I'm not sure if McCray is disappointed in himself or disappointed in the call. I thought it was kind of a no-brainer. He kind of leveled Davis out there as he makes the free throw, but he's a little upset as he heads to the Pine to sit down for a bit.
16-12 on the Pepsi scoreboard. Here's LCCC trying to get something going as they are down by 4. Rise gives this off to Coswell. Coswell passes it to Hageman. Hageman blocked by Stephen Long.
That's a block party for the Rustlers tonight.
I mean, I wasn't invited, John, so I don't know how to feel about that. No, I'm kidding. As Jaron takes a 2, no good, hits the back of the rim. Black Bear rebound, and that's going to be a goaltending call.
Klumak got the offensive rebound, dished it off to Niehi Black Bear, and then he puts it high off the glass, and it gets rejected off of the glass by the 6'10 Coswell, and we've got a timeout on the floor with 12:31 left to play in the first half on that Pepsi scoreboard.
18-12 is the score with 12:31 to go. We're going to take a break here with them. You're listening to Rustler Radio on 88.1. 18-12 the score. (18-12) the score on the Pepsi scoreboard. 12:30 to go. What a sequence of events that has happened in this first half alone. You got a couple blocks. You got and 1-3 as LCCC is going to get the dunk. Give credit there to Coswell.
Nice dish that time. That Central quickly on the attack.
And here's Klumak for 2. Gets it in.
I wonder if that's one of the things you pick up on film and you can see, hey, they're not maybe back on defense after a shot. Let's get a quick transition bucket. It pays off that time.
And you're seeing Boyce for the first time in this game so far, as he's going to hand this off to Coswell. Coswell guarded by Black Bear as he hits it out of bounds. It's going to stay with LCCC.
It's a pretty diverse lineup for Coach Salisbury. A couple of Georgians, Massachusetts, Greece. You've got Pennsylvania, Bronx, New York, Gillette, Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's a pretty good flavor of a lot of different kids from a lot of different places out there for his team.
As this LCCC team, they are, I believe if I'm not mistaken, 9-8 on the seat. Yep, they are 9-8 on a 1-game losing streak. Not good on the road though. They're only 3-4. Central 4-1. Here's a floater with the shot clock expired. Give credit there to Hardin.
Yeah, nice play, recognizing very little time on the shot clock as that ball is poked away by McCord.
2016 on the Pepsi scoreboard. As Central will get this ball back. Miller going to inbound it. He's going to look for Klumak. Gets it into Klumak. Black Bear gives the screen. Klumak getting double teamed there, but finally gets off of it, and that's going to be stolen off the deflection of Rise. As there's a pump fake 3, no good. Tries to get the rebound in. Klumak takes a hard fall. Foul's going to go against Hardin.
Yeah, and he kind of mauled Klumak, and he's got his palms up, wondering where that came from as well. And that's going to give Central the basketball back. 11:16 left. A close one here in the first half. 20-16 Central.
It's been a pretty eventful first half of this first half as Klumak's going to get this. Richard, pump fakes, drives it to the baseline. He's going to kick this back out to Klumak. Klumak will shoot a 3. It's good!
Nice job by the Tiger Oregon sophomore Jack Klumak knocking that down.
Klumak averaging 11 points per game. He's already at 7. Here's a drive in by LCCC. That rolls off the back of the rim and no good.
Pretty good little Euro step there by McCord. Remember watching Eric Oliver was a tremendous player for LCCC a couple of years ago.
As we have 10:45 on the clock, 23-16 on the Pepsi scoreboard. McCord going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
He's now at the University of South Dakota, by the way, in case you're interested.
73% free throw shooters. That first one is up and good.
3 fresh Rustlers checking back into the lineup.
Got Mims, May, and White checking back in as Richards and Black Bear stay out on the court with them.
Yeah, good minutes for both those kids as well. Davis hitting a 4-point play, and Niehi a dunk, and not a dunk, but a nice bucket, and then the big block.
Both free throws are good. Here's White, gonna bring it over the half-court line. White looking for a pass, gives this to Mims. Back to Richard. Here's White. Richard tries to fake the screen, but White's going to lose the ball. But Richard's right there for it. As Richards was looking for Nate Mims, but last second hand put out is going to get stolen.
Coswell with a nice little snipe.
McCord for three hits nothing but Nahee's Black Bears backside hand.
Again, thanks to Nate Mims defensively altering that shot. And then McCord gets a foul 70 feet from the hoop in the back court.
As that's his first foul of the game, as Gaza will check back in for Black Bear. As pretty good minutes so far in this first half. Coach Brad Schmidt playing his players. He's still looking to solidify his lineup for the rotation. It's a better way to put it for the season.
Pretty good crowd on hand for the conference opener for the men's team.
Yeah, especially not been able to be at home for a while. And it was a pretty good crowd for the women's game too. As Richard passes this to White, 12 on the shot clock. Here's a three, that's up and misses everything.
Wow, that's a little uncharacteristic of J-Dub right there. But it happens more often than not. There's kind of been watching the Wyoming Cowboys as of late, who off to one of their best starts in history, and we've got a timeout called, the media timeout.
23-18 the score, 9:50 to go in this first half. You're listening to Wrestler Radio and WrestlerAthletics.com, Spectrum Channel 189. It's LCCC ball with 23-18 the score, 9:47 to go in half number one. Thank you for tuning in to 88.1 Wrestler Radio for this broadcast. Here's a layup. Rise is going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Try to see who that foul was on. That is going to be on Sebastian Gaza. That's his first foul of the game. As Rise is again, I have no stats for Rise, so everything is fresh.
So first game you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking too, is that first one is up and good. As Tony Gina is going to come into the game for the first time.
6'1" freshman, averaging just under 8 points per game is Tony.
Yeah, all of the players for the Rustlers can contribute in different ways, but very valuable contributors. As that second one up and in, as looks like there's somebody. Rise is going to be checked out of the game. Here comes 25. I do not have a 25 on my roster, especially when I looked.
They do not have a 25 on their website for their roster either.
Here's Mims under the basket and good.
That looked a little odd, like he had the jump stop and then kind of floated, and then nobody did anything, and he just decided to score it.
It was like behind the basket when he shot that, as Central up by 5, 9:15 to go. Here's a fadeaway shot, that's in and good. Credit goes to Coswell.
Yeah, he's a hand. Hard to defend down low, and that's a hard little fading 10-footer right there to defend as well.
Coswell 6 points in this game so far. Mims on the near side gives this to Klumak. Or excuse me, that's White. Klumak and White wear the headband, so sometimes I get that from the headband, as we got a foul on the court. Foul is on number 25. We don't have a number 25 on our rosters. And it's going to be Central basketball. White will inbound this to Gia. Gia back to White. White tries to to make something happen, but will lose this. Tony Gina tries to take a charge, no good. Floater in and good, and that's going to be Bradley.
Nice footwork by Bradley. Number 25 is Demetrius Chronopoulos, who normally wears number 3. He's number 25 today.
Mims trying to make something happen. May for 3, and that's good.
Much needed bucket by Central as El Trip had kind of cut the lead down to 1. This puts it back to 4 on the Pepsi scoreboard.
Not 8:20 to go in this first half. Bradley guarded by Tony Gina. Gonna drive in. Here's a shot over May. That's in and good.
Bradley again, nice little floater.
As White, top of the logo, gives this back to Gia. Gia back to White. We're gonna see Jaron Miller check back into this game as Tony Gina can get a floater. That rolls in.
The shooting hometown rim right there as that one batted around a couple of times and fell in.
First points there for Tony Gina tonight. As LCCC only down by 4 as a drive in, and I think you're going to have a foul or a travel.
Well, they're going to confer because one was going to call a walk, the other one was going to call a foul, and the one calling the foul will get the nod, and he'll give a foul to Sebastian.
That's his second.
I think it's actually probably the right call as they had a pretty good bout of contact down there that maybe caused the travel, so to speak, and so they'll give Sebastian the foul, his second. He will come out. Black Bear coming in. J-Dub will check out as well as here comes
Jaron Miller.
Yeah. Miller back in, yes.
It's going to be inbounded here by LCCC. Looks for a lob pass, it seems like, and that is donked by Coswell.
Yeah, at 6'10", like I said, he's going to be a handful to hang on to down there, and right now he's getting the better of the Rustlers on the other end of the floor.
Gia tries to drive in, loses the ball. Here's Black Bear, kicks this back out to Mims, pump fakes. Gives it right back to Gia, but that goes over his head, and that is a turnover.
That split 2 defenders, May and Gia both there, and both kind of alligator armed a little bit, and it went right between them and hits the padding out of bounds on a turnover.
Rise will check back into this game. Only a 2-point lead for C-Dub as Jaron Miller is putting some pressure on Rise. Gets this over the half-court stripe. Gives this to McCord. McCord looks for a screen, doesn't get it. Gives this to, Bradley. Bradley guarded by Gia tightly here too, as that's going to be stolen. Mims gets the tap, Gia gets the ball, and he's going to give this to Miller. Miller tries to drive in, and that's going to be a foul. That's an easy call. You can hear it from up here.
Yeah, Reyes going to get the call there. How about the defense by Nate Mims? Stuff that's not going to really show up in the stat sheet, perhaps. A couple of partial blocks that cause air balls. The poke from behind that gets the steal on that one. Good job, Nate Mims, tonight.
It's a good defensive showing so far in this first half for Central as Black Bear's going to get the layup that just rolls off the wrong side, not in. It's going to be Golden Eagle basketball.
Well, and for the radio audience, there's a lot of contact on there as Reyes drops in a 17-footer on the other end to tie us up in a timeout, 30 apiece.
As Central, it is a tie ball game. Rustler basketball is broadcast in part by Fremont Beverages, Pepsi, longtime supporter of kids and sports in the Fremont County area and Central Wyoming College. They are community leaders with donations of scoreboards all over Wyoming and financial support of teams and broadcasts like this one, helping support our community thanks to Fremont Beverages, Pepsi. And we also like to thank Wind River Family and Community Healthcare, Gales Comfort One Riverton and Lander, the Wind River Casino, Sage West Healthcare of Riverton and Lander, Gamble's Furniture Appliance on Main and downtown Lander. As Central tied right now with LCCC 30-30. It's been a good showing regardless if it's on the defensive end or the offensive end, as you got 2 players for LCCC almost in double digits. You got about maybe also 2 more players, and Jesse White and Jack Flumach about to be in double-digit numbers, as well as we have only 6 minutes, 34 seconds in this half. Again, it's 2 halves for the boys, 20 minutes each.
And it's been an entertaining one.
Very entertaining as a good conference opening game. Again, Eastern Wyoming defeats Western Wyoming. On paper, it's an upset, but as Brad Schmidt said in an interview a while ago, it's a pretty competitive Region 9 conference. Miller tries to drive in, and there's going to be a foul call on Bradley. Bradley with his first.
It's going to put Central to the line.
With 6:18 to go, so a lot of opportunities potentially coming for the Rustlers.
You can hear the referee yelling bonus down there with the new and improved hoop mic. We need a sponsor for that, by the way.
Yeah, they sound pretty nice today, John.
Wyatt Barichka hoop mics. If you'd like to donate a little.
I will have to pass on that offer, but maybe in the near future, John, as that first one goes in.
See Brad Schmidt in that last scene if you're watching online, and the new coaching attire. The suit and tie is pretty much extinct from college basketball coaching ranks now.
Yeah, it changed a lot with the COVID season. It felt like when NBA coaches were not wearing suits and ties, it's kind of polos and nice pants. As here goes LCCC. Klumach gets the guard. This is going to be kicked out to McCord. McCord gets it to Harden. Harden tries to drive in on May. Here's two players guarding, and it still goes in.
You know, they had good defense there straight up. It's just the bigger body knocks it down. Nice job.
Miller going to bring this over top the key. Gives this to Klumach.
32 apiece, by the way. That second free throw went down for Central. We're tied at 32 now.
Long. Looks to drive in. Kicks this back to Miller. Here's a long three. No good. It's going to be rebounded there by Harden.
He's a good-looking 6'8" athlete.
As that's got to be that's the right call, I think. Jack just got pushed pretty hard and fell to the floor. It's going to be Central basketball.
Yeah, pretty good contact from McCord as he took off down the lane. Jack, kind of an artist at taking the charge. Almost got the steal on top of it outside of any foul being called. So nice job by Klumach.
Tied at 32 apiece. Here as
McCord has come out, by the way.
One of the starters for LCCC as Klumach brings this up the court, top of the key. Looking for somebody, tries to make a move. Here's Long. Long tries to drive in, loses the ball, kicks this back to Klumach. That looked like a turnover, as that's going to be a kicking violation on Rise.
The Golden Eagles are very tall, very long, very, like I said, just thick kids, and they make that 2-3 defense tough.
That is almost stolen, but Klumach takes it right back.
I think Jack got away with a foul on that one, to be honest.
Long three, it is no good. Klumach went for it, but doesn't get it, as this is going to be rebound by Boyce. And here comes the drive. That is dunked aggressively there by Coswell, and LCCC gets their first lead of the game.
Get out of the way before somebody gets hurt when he's coming in like that. He had a head of steam from the three-point line and hammers it.
As that trap works by LCCC, and here's a 3-on-3 blocked there by May as he was trying to lob that or pass it at least. As here's another shot, and it's going to be a charging call. Black Bear takes credit for that.
It was Stephen Long that made the pick on the play. Well, I guess batted it out for the alley-oop. I'm going to watch the replay online. I
believe that was Mayda who got the block on the alley-oop attempt.
I'm cringing to see where, in fact, you are correct. It was Saul May. Niehi's feet just outside of the arc. I was curious on that. I watched the replay, and good call by the officials. Niehi just outside of the charge arc.
Pump fake here by Long. He's getting a little trapped here. Gets this back to White. White, top of the arc, drives in and was looking for Long and just turns it over. And it's going to be Laramie County basketball.
Again, it's a physical game. I hate to use the old letting them play phrase, but
they're letting them play for the most part.
It's definitely physical. Oh, Coswell can't handle that. He was thinking about the dunk and he dropped it.
As White kicks this to Miller. Miller baseline drop and under the basket and good reverse layup goes in.
I think you could hear Jake McRae couldn't believe that he had gotten that far underneath for the reverse layup. Tied at 34s, right at 3:30 left in the first half on the Pepsi scoreboard.
Rise, guarded by White, looks for Coswell looked for McRae, but that's out of bounds. It's going to be Central basketball.
In McRae's defense, that's a shot Coswell probably should have shot. I think McRae was going to rebound it.
It's going to be Central basketball. Again, this game has been at most 5 points in this entire game. As you got White at the logo, passes this to Mims. Back to White. White drives in, kicks this out to Gia. Gia tries to drive in, looks for a floater, does take it in and good.
Nice job, Tony Gia.
4 points in this game for Gia.
Back to a 2-point Rustler lead.
If this is how this first half is happening, John, just imagine what the second half might be.
In for an exciting 23 more minutes of basketball.
Here's Coswell. Coswell drives baseline. 3 Rustler players. And it's a travel. It's going to be Central basketball as Stephen Long checks right back in. Stephen, a sophomore out of Oregon. This is the Central basketball with 2:45 to go.
I said Jack out of Tigard, Oregon, but it's Steven who's out of there. Jack's out of Newburgh, so apologies to the Newburgh and Tigard contingents.
Mims keeps the handle, top of the corner. That's hitting good on the elbow strike.
How about that gather? He lost it on the way up. Managed to corral it, gather it, and knife it in.
Mims not a factor so far, only got 4 points, but he's playing great defensive basketball as that is no good. That's rebound by Rise. Here's another shot. Misses everything, and that's going to be hit on Gia as Gia was trying to avoid it, but hits him at the wrong time.
I'm going to give you good marks on the cover up there, on the catch up there when you said Mims not a factor, because he's definitely been a factor.
He's been a factor on the defensive end.
Defensive end, and that case in point right there with a pretty good alter of a shot.
Rise will inbound this to Harden. Back to Rise. Harden. Here's the top of the key. Coswell. 3 is no good. Bounces to the right side. Here's a rebound, though, by Hageman as LCCC just moved the ball, and there's a big aggressive dunk there by Coswell.
Well, and Niehi Black was late getting back. He'd kind of run out on the missed 3 and then didn't really get the afterburners on to get back in the defensive alignment and gave up the dunk.
White, long 3. It is no good. Gia tried to go for a rebound, but will push Hageman out.
Yeah, Hageman, freshman out of Windsor, Colorado, just kind of got whiplashed out of there by Jack.
Central, I think.
Was it not Jack? Sorry.
Yeah, that was
Gia, Tony.
Gia with the foul. And Central has, I believe, 2 fouls, or excuse me, 1 foul to give.
It shows 2. They have 5 right now.
Oh, so. Yeah, excuse me.
Well, 1 to give, and then the next one would put him in the bonus. So, yes, you are correct.
Mims tries to do something. No good dunk there by Coswell. That's tipped by Rise, intended for Gia, as it's a scramble for the basketball, but LCCC will get it. Coswell tries to bounce in. Another foul on Coswell.
2 times. I'm going to give Niehi Black Bear props twice. 1, he slapped that ball away from Coswell, who was going to go for the dunk. Secondly, he takes another charge, his second of the night, and he takes that on the low block, and he'll exit now as Gaza will check in with $1:20 left in the first half.
Coswell's first foul of the contest as Black Bear will check out. Here comes Gaza. 1:20 to go in this first half. 38-36, and a very competitive first half of Region 9 conference play. Mims looks for Long, does, pump fakes, tries to drive in. Here's Gaza, floater, in and good.
Wow.
That did not look like it was going in.
Back of the iron, 6 feet in the air, drops down.
As it's back to a 4-point lead with under a minute to go. Rise from the logo will give this to Coswell. Coswell guarded by Gaza as Harden was looking for the pass, and Long will get the foul.
Yeah, Harden's a big wide body to try to get around, and Long got caught behind him out of position, gets caught for the foul.
Coswell 12 points in this game for LCCC. And the scoring for Central has been pretty evenly shared as that rolls off, no good. Here is Harden for the rebound, and that is good, and one opportunity. As Harden gets the basket credit. That's on Gaza. He's already at 3 fouls in this first half.
Yeah, and he and Niehi have a task trying to corral Coswell down in that 5 spot. And if it ain't Coswell, it's Harden who does the damage, as he just did there.
Harden, a 58% free throw shooter. That is no good. It's going to be rebounded by Mims. 36 seconds to go in this first half.
About a 9-second differential on the shot clock.
White gives this to Gia. Gia tries to drive in, and it's a foul on Gia.
What have we seen? 4 offensive foul calls here, 3 on one side and 1 on the other tonight.
Yeah, it's a very foul. It's an offensive foul showcase. It really. I mean, you don't. A lot of the fouls are on the defensive end for each team, but
seen a little bit of everything here.
And what a way to kick that off as your conference opening matchup.
Well, and I think week in, well, night in, night out is probably going to be like this. You know, Casper kind of put it to Northwest last night in, 100 to 84, I think, but I don't know if that game was as close as that score would indicate there for the Thunderbirds and Coach Gutting, but I think each night it's going to be a battle, night in, night out in Region 9 North basketball. I think evidenced by Eastern knocking off Western Wyoming, who I thought maybe would be the prohibitive favorite coming in, and now they're 0-1 already. Yeah,
I saw the last 30 seconds on the Russell Report. Make sure you guys check that out Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. John talking with the coaches and players. As shot clock turned off, Rice guarded by White, top of the arc. Here's a step back shot. That's no good. And that's rebounded there by Harden. No good, as Mims will get the rebound and we'll just hold it to end the half. 40-38, your score on the Pepsi scoreboard in favor of the Rustlers in this half. And we're going to step aside. We'll give you guys some first half stats and a recap of the first half. You're listening to Rustler Basketball on 88.1, streaming at rustlerathletics.com and Spectrum Channel 189.
Welcome back to the halftime show. It is 40-38 Central out in front of a very entertaining first half to begin conference play. And we welcome to the microphone Lindsey Fearing, women's head coach. And I guess, Coach, just on the outside looking in, a 2-point game at half and then kind of a scoring drought there in that third quarter.
Yeah, the third quarter was definitely what got us in that game. Hard fought. I mean, we competed all the way to the end. And so we just need some help scoring-wise. I think we got stops. We kept getting stop after stop after stop. We just need one more person, and hopefully Chevelle could be that person coming in who can help us out in the scoring.
Wyatt, you got to see the games. If you've got something you want to throw out there, go to it. But like you said, I mean, at different points, it seemed like you'd get the stop and then
just couldn't score.
Falter on the other end, obviously, right?
Yeah, we couldn't put the ball in the hole. We were trying to go too fast. You know, and it's also hard when you have two of your main players who are playing most minutes who haven't practiced for 5-6 days.
Yeah, and that's
so, you know, you look at that, maybe there's a difference in points. I mean, Alex just came out crazy. She scores 20, but you look at how she was handling the ball, how she was fumbling it, doing turnovers that she usually doesn't do. I mean, it's different when you're out for 5-6 days.
Yeah, certainly with rhythm and conditioning and everything else. And, you know, you'd wanted to come out and get a good start, and you got that. It's just, like I said, that unfortunate drought in that third quarter spelled the demise.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way we played. Again, I think it was just turnovers that killed us. I mean, we had 18. You eliminate 6 of those, 6 times 2, maybe a 3 or so. There's the game right there. It was crazy to look at halftime. Our percentages were exactly the same all around except for the free throw at the free throw line. That's where they were up 3.
Right, and score was, almost dead even as well. Yeah, just the difference of that. So stat-wise, I didn't get to see it. I think, Alexis, 8 points, 17 rebounds
17
for Alexis
boards.
Motisi tonight.
Big boards. That kid, man. She is going to come and work her butt off. A few things that I told her coming in at halftime, I said, I need you to score. You're doing a phenomenal job defensively, getting stops, and we need to, moving the ball, but you got to go score. I want you to score. And I think she's a walking double-double every single night. And for her, if she can get that to click, I think that's 6 more points. She had 8 today, but I think she could get 14.
Any other bright spots out there to point out that you maybe saw from a coaching standpoint, other than Jake Rosenberg, your assistant on the sidelines tonight?
Marley is stepping up huge. There's stats in there that are not written down as far as how she's screening, how she's moving the ball, how she's boxing out so we can get the rebound. She's coming along real nice.
Yeah, especially from coming right after volleyball into a starting role for this basketball team.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I had her for, if I'm correct, 4 points and 6 rebounds, and it was a pretty good showing. Like you mentioned, it wasn't just on the stat sheet, but it was a good performance overall.
We're playing well. We just got to get a few more. You got to put the ball in the hole to win. And at the end of the day, if we can't do that, then it's not going to work.
Well, Saturday you're going to need to do all of those things.
All of it.
Yeah,
all of it.
Take it on your old coach, your old stomping grounds, and talk about taking on the Thunderbirds on Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, but I definitely think if we can compete and just stay within scoring wise, we'll be fine. It's just gonna be, are people gonna step up? Are people gonna back down? Last year when we went and played them, we had people that said they were scared right after the game. So I don't think it's gonna be that tell on Saturday, but as long as we're competing and we're playing hard, I can't be too upset.
All right, everybody escape injury-free, hopefully?
Yes.
Wyatt, anything else?
No, I think it was a good showing, especially the uncertainty of being probably able to play this week, too.
Yes, and any time that we're able to continue to play during this crisis of the world, it's a blessing. And so I'm taking everything with a grain of salt right now, and, we got to play.
And I was going to throw out something, I can't remember what it was, but it evaded me as I was saving your post-game interview there. But thanks for coming up. And and then 2 home games after that. So
Yep.
I thought we had a good crowd.
Yeah, we did.
Both games tonight.
Crowd was phenomenal today.
See that happen.
They really helped us with energy.
Wednesday and Saturday of next week.
Yes, hope to.
Lindsay, thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Head coach Lindsay Fearing, her team falling earlier tonight as a final count was what? 69.
I had 69-56.
Yeah, 69-56. We will be back. You bet. Thanks, Coach. Thanks for coming by. We'll be back with stats of the first half of this one on the Pepsi scoreboard. Central with a 40-38 lead, and we'll stat it up and look at the second half after we do this timeout. This is Rustler Basketball from RustlerAthletics.com at the half.
Back from the break here on Rustler Radio, 40-38, your score in favor of the Rustlers. It was a pretty good first half, if I do say so myself, John. I mean, there was everything in that game.
Yeah, a little bit of ebb and flow and big buckets. I don't think any lead bigger than 5. 5 lead changes, 4 ties in the game. So
yes.
Largest lead Central led by 7. Largest lead El Trip led by 5.
Yeah, looking at some of these stats, and we'll start with LCCC. It's been Coswell's show as he's been able to get some pretty aggressive dunks, and Yehi Blackbear and Sebastian Gaza have been kind of having a lot of work to make sure he's been stopped in this game.
Yeah, and it has been, I don't know, I hear people say total team effort, but it has been a tremendous team effort for this team. Right now, Central's leading scorer, Jesse White, right now, he's got 6, I think, right now. And
that's what I have.
Everybody has scored right now except for Stephen Long that has played. They don't have any for Niehi, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, everybody but Stephen Long has scored right now. And that's not a knock on him. It's I think, just saying how it's been distributed for Central in this first half. And then you got defensive plays from Niehi Blackbear, Nate Mims. I mean, it's been a pretty good team effort in the first 20 minutes of this ball game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing second half. Just the way this first half played. Yeah, I got Jack Klumak for 7 points. That's correct. Overall, it's been a great conference opener. Central up by 2 heading into the final 20 minutes.
First half stats, again, Jack Klumak with 7. Jesse White has 6 to lead Central. 4 each for Sebastian Gaza, Nate Mims, Davis Richard, Niehi Black, Jaron Miller. All of them with 4. Tony Gia has 4 as well. 3 for Saul May out of their 40 points, and you see it come out of 8 guys.
And that just shows you how depth this team has.
Yeah.
And Brad's, I keep thinking he's still trying to figure out who's the guys I want to play, especially heading into the final portion of their season or beginning of the conference portion.
I think in a good news, bad news situation is maybe the bad news is he still doesn't know who they are, but the good news is they've all played well enough to not have to worry about it.
Exactly.
At the moment right now. Leading scorers for LCCC, let's see, 12 points, Nolan Coswell, the 6'10" player, has just been a load for Central to take care of, and I think more of the same offensively for LCCC. Going to go through number 4, see how that works out. Derek Harden has 6 points for Jaden Bradley. McCord with 4, and then 8 points for Max Reyes in the ballgame for their 38. Central 53% from the field, LCCC 55% from the field. Will both teams continue to shoot that hot in the second half will be a big thing. Central 5 of 12 from the arc. LCCC has not hit a 3 as of yet, 0 of 6. They've hit 4 out of 5 free throws. Central has hit 3 out of 3 free throws. Central with 10 turnovers, LCCC with 9. And Central leading the rebounding as well. Are they? Yeah, no, they're actually getting out-rebounded, 17-12. LCCC leading the rebound wars right now.
And Brad, in the pregame interview, mentioned having to stop Xavier McCord, and we didn't know if he was going to play today. He's played today, but he's not really been an X factor for Central.
Yeah, as of yet, we'll see.
Exactly. I mean, only 4 points I have him down for, and he averages 17 points. So right now it's going the way I think Central would like to have it go. For
Golden Eagle basketball. When we come back, Wyatt has the play-by-play. Central up 40-38 at the break. Second half basketball on the way right after this.
40-38, the first half score, as both teams are entering the court to start what could be a very interesting second half. As again, Coswell has been doing what he needs to do for LCCC, and Central just sharing the basketball everywhere, and it's been beneficial as they're up by 2.
Watching Jesse White in warm-ups, look like his lower back is hurting, so we'll keep an eye on that.
As he is guarding Rise, but does not have the ball. White looks for a steal, but it's no good. That misses everything. It's going to be Central basketball.
Yeah, rare air ball out of McCord on that play.
As Klumak is going to get the ball, gets the screen. May, baseline, kicks this out to Mims. Here's a 3 from Mims. That's off the front of the rim and no good.
Coswell is a difference maker down below. Didn't look like he wanted to go at him at all on that. Made the dish out to make the 3 shot.
Here's Harden, guarded by Gaza. Tries to go around the back with the basketball, as that is off the back of the rim, no good. And Jesse White will bring it down the half-court stripe. Mims, back to White, top of the arc. Kicks this to May.
It's like he's moving okay here in this half, but like I said, second half warm-ups, there was something bothering his lower back for sure.
Well, here's Klumak for a floater. That's in good.
Patented Klumak floater. That one from about 14 drops in, 4-point lead. Joel and I talk about this all the time. How do you start the second half? Central has ebbed it out to 4. We'll see if LCCC answers and where that may balloon or shrink to.
And Klumak's only a bucket away from his average of the season, as
Gaza's going to get called from behind the back on Coswell.
That's his 4th, so now he's going to have to come out for who knows how long. It depends on, I guess, how this game really goes.
Yeah, a minute and 18 seconds into the second half, he'll pick up that 3rd foul, and Coach Sam Harrison meets him with arms outstretched like, hey, what's happening here? So
here's Coswell, guarded by Black Bear, as that is another dunk. And it's just been a dunk fest for Coswell.
Just cannot get weight on him, and he just pushed everybody around and flushed it.
As here's Klumak, top of the arc. Black Bear going to set a screen. May gets it, shoots a 3, no good. As it's going to be Coswell with the rebound.
Yeah, one and done with Coswell down there.
Rise gives this to Harden. Harden guarded by May. May kicks this out to Coswell, as
he's 0 for 3 from the arc, but he keeps firing.
Yeah, taking everything, and the leading scorer turns it over as McCord, again, really not been a factor, Central thought so, and there's Klumak for another 2.
Yeah, Saul May started that with the pick of McCord on the defensive end, and Jack finishes it on the other end.
I have LCCC for 41, so I'm off a point somewhere, as McCord is going to shoot the floater. That is a fadeaway floater. That's in good.
Yeah, Mims couldn't have played that any better defensively, just a better shot that time by McCord.
As Central, here's White, top of the arc, gets it to the charity stripe, takes a shot, that's in and good.
Nothing but net. You hear on the hoop mic is J-Dub knocking it down from 15.
The John Gabrielson hoop mic. As here is LCCC Bradley, guarded by Klumak. Bradley trying to get under the basket, hits the bottom of the backboard, and it's going to be Central basketball.
Tough physical defense by Klumak. White's 3 is no good.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, John, that is going to be a Central basketball. Looked like a kicking violation. It hit off the foot. White for 3. Yes, sir! That's in and good.
J-Dub with a snipe from the right side. If his back's hurting, he's not going to show it.
As it's 49-42 in favor of the Rustlers. And here comes a trap. It's going to be kicked out to McCord, though.
It's a dangerous one, as Niehe's way out there, and that left Coswell kind of roaming underneath, but the trap distracted enough attention.
As the basket's no good, McCord gets fouled.
It was good, it's just not going to count.
As it's going to be Laramie County basketball.
A lot of interim head coaching positions at LCCC right now.
And the interim for LCCC is actually the official head coach, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Now they both were interim last year. And, well, they had interim on both sides last year. Salisbury stayed on, and they hired a different head coach, I believe, on the women's side.
As that shot by Klumak's good.
He's automatic in there.
I have him for 6 points in this second half, and he's over his average. 51-45. As here goes Bradley. Bradley to McCord, kicks it out to Rise. Harden, guarded by Black Bear, as Harden's going to get it easy too, and it's going to be back down to a 4-point game. White kicks this to Klumak. Klumak guarded by Bradley. Takes it to the NJC logo. Here's White. May, three. No good. Rebounded. It's going to be foul on Nate Mims. As Mims is going to get the foul. That's his first, though. Black Bear will check out here. Stephen Long. And trying to see who else comes in. Jarrett Lucas comes in for Central. This is the first time we've seen him in this game with 15:24 to go. Rise. Pass center court. Gonna get this to Bradley. Bradley gets the screen. He's gonna try to drive in. Looks for Harden, does, and gets the two. Harden with 12 points in this game, as it's now back to a 2-point lead. This is gonna be probably a very competitive second half. Klumak pump fakes, tries to kick it to May. May down the baseline, looks for the reverse layup and gets it in. And a timeout's going to be taken by Central. 14:54 to go, 53-49 is the score as May gets that bucket. He's got 5 on the night here for Central Wyoming College. Don't forget the Rustler Sports Report every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. on CWC Athletic Facebook page. Interview schedules and highlights and more. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. on the CWC Athletic Facebook page. The CW Booster Club will host their annual raffle March 18th. It's a chance to help the athletic scholarship fund and win some cash, maybe even $10,000. Contact CWC Athletics for ticket information or text raffle to 855-2119 for a link to get a chance to win $10,000. Again, if you want, text raffle 855-2119. 53-49 the score here for Central as they are ahead by 4. It's going to be Laramie County basketball. Rise, guarded by White. Trying to get something going from the top of the arc. It's going to be looking for a screen. Doesn't get it though. Harden will get the ball. Lucas guarding. Harden tries to drive in. There's 2 points for him. As Harden, 14 points on the night. White gets a screen from Lucas, tries to drive in. Here's a nice layup, and that's in and good as White has 13 points. Just wasn't able to get an easy layup there. Gets around the defender as here's a 3 by Harden. Misses everything. It's going to be a turnover by Laramie County. 55-51 your score. It's going to be Central basketball trying to look for a 6-point lead. Heading this next, White, long 3, good! And White gets the long 3. It's 58-51. Tie for the longest, tie for the highest lead of the game. Rise, floater from the charity stripe, that's in and good. It's 58-53. Again, I don't have stats for Rise, so this is the first time I'm seeing him or potentially see him play. Here's the 2-on-2 opportunity for the Eagles. That's in and good. 3 there by Bradley. And it's back to a 2-point game just like that. 13:35 to go. White over the half-court stripe. We'll get the screen from Lucas. Here's a floater again for the free throw line. That is no good. As White was on the ground, but doesn't show the pain that we saw in the warm-up. Here's McCord, misses. And it's going to be Central basketball as that gets out of bounds. 58-56 again as a substitution comes in. Jack Klumak, Jared Miller coming in. As there's a little bit of confusion, but here we go. Jared Miller, Jack Klumak, Jared Lucas, Stephen Long, and Davis Richard, those are your 5 for your Rustlers. Approaching 13:10 to go in this second half. Klumak kicks this to Miller. Miller tries to make a drive, gets his own basket, but it's going to be a kicking violation before Miller can do something with the basketball. It's going to be Golden Eagle basketball. Miller going to stay on the backcourt, try to put some pressure as Rise will get the inbound. As Rise tries to drive in, looks for a nice shot. That's a good take, but no good. As Miller will lose the ball, but Rise will get the foul. That's going to be his first of the ball game.
Going for the quick pick in the back court. Ends up getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. It'll be his second personal foul.
Had him for one, so thank you for the correction there, John. Miller will bring it over Logo, and that's almost stolen. That's stolen by McCord. And here is a dunk opportunity, and took off from a distance.
Yeah, ties it up.
As Central trying to retain their lead. Miller gives this to Klumak. Klumak drives in, gives the floater. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound and shot. No good, but it's going to be a two-shot opportunity for Jack Klumak.
Jack going hard to the ground, and he's not one to stay down very long, and he comes back up.
He's hit the floor hard a couple of times in this game.
This season. This Rustler career, I'm guessing.
Klumak, a 70.6 free throw shooter, as this first one is up and good. Again, those hoop mics, John, I keep going back to them, but they are fantastic.
Well, like I said, we just need a sponsor to step up and get some airtime on the Rustler broadcast.
Second one is in and good as Miller stays back to guard Rise. 12:26 to go in this game. Bradley gets a screen from McCord. He's going to hand this off to Coswell. Coswell on top of the stripe, though. He has taken some long shots, but Bradley's going to take a three. No good. Gia enters the game as Gia will bring the ball up the court. Klumak brings it back up, now tries to drive in, gets a shot, and another hard fall, and slow to get up. McCord, another dunk, and it is a tie ball game.
Yeah, Jack, slow getting up on this end, is finally back on his feet in the deep corner right now.
That's probably the hardest fall he's taken this game.
Yeah, you could hear it through our unsponsored hoop mic.
As Klumak gives this to Miller. Miller, here's a three opportunity, goes off the side of the rim, no good.
Just not getting those threes to fall this second half right now.
Trying to keep it tight or take the lead as Klumak will get the ball. It was stolen by Long as Gia. Here's a 4-on-2. Black Bear in and good. Black Bear with this 6 point of the game.
And it's nice they can get points from somewhere else because they're not falling from the arc right now.
McCord, Wyoming player. He's from Cheyenne. That three no good. Klumak with the rebound. And here come the Rustlers. Klumak looks for Gia. He does. Looks for a pump fake, but steps out of bounds this heel. Probably didn't know that was out of bounds.
Yeah, right there in front of the Rustler bench, unfortunately, is Mims, J-Dub, and May back into the contest.
Also see Jesse White back in. 2 point lead for the Rustlers with 10:54 to go. Again, pretty good crowd showing for this game. Conference opener. It's a lot of things. First time, well, second time home, but it's been a while since they played a basketball game.
Right, yeah, and January 3rd, and then home at a couple of games at the beginning of January, or December, I mean.
Here's Coswell trying to drive in, but good defense there by Black Bear. Here's a drive, no good. Here's another opportunity, and they're going to call goaltending.
Oh, wow, that was heading towards the hoop on a trajectory, and I don't know how. I don't know if they made the right call on that. I don't know if you can call that goaltending. Is it looked like it even hadn't gotten to the rim yet?
Yeah, that's a questionable call. As now we are tied at 62.
I'm going to watch the stream/replay and let you know. Well, nothing we can do about it anyway, but.
Well, I thank the new media students for helping out with tonight's broadcast. Tori and Riley Boyan on the cameras. Got Jackson Morris directing. for this game.
Yeah, I watched it again, and I still don't think it was goaltending. Nice three right there, and LCCC's got a 3-point lead and a timeout at the 10-minute mark of the second half.
65-62 in favor of the Golden Eagles. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back with action here on 88.1, WrestlerAthletics.com, and Spectrum Channel 189. Back here on 88.1, 65-62 in favor of LCCC as Jesse White's going to bring it up for the Rustlers. Gives this to May, gets a screen from Black Bear. Black Bear didn't know that ball was coming. It's going to be stolen by Rise. Rise loses the handle. And it's going to be an offensive possession here for the Golden Eagles. 9:38 to go in this half.
I talked about shooting percentages. Will they stay the same? And I think get a foul away from the basketball on Coswell, but right now Central's shooting percentage has kind of went down like the stock market did today, unfortunately.
As we are at 62-65 score. Curious to know when the next home game is for the Rustlers. It's Wednesday.
Curious to know about the stock market.
26 hosting Eastern Wyoming, 5:30 and 7:30 tip-off times. As Gia is going to try to drive in, kicks us to Black Bear. Black Bear gets another two.
Nice job by Gia. I thought maybe he should have tried it, but he gives it to Black Bear, who gets the high percentage shot.
As Rise brings the ball up by one. Guarded by Jesse White, playing some pretty good defense as McCord's going to give the screen. Kicks this out to Bradley. Now gives it to Coswell. Looks for the steal attempt, and McCord just heads up play, but Mims almost jumps over McCord as he was going for a shot.
They're calling it on the floor. Good pump fakes by McCord to get lots of Rustlers in the air and draw the foul.
Basketball will be at Casper Saturday. Saw Casper defeat Northwest in their conference opener. Again, Eastern Wyoming, the men's side at least, the men defeated Western Wyoming, and on paper, again, it looked like an upset. So we'll see how Region 9 plays out this year, John.
70-67. Western had a couple of good looks for three at the end of the game to tie, but didn't drop them in.
Harden was looking for the shot, doesn't get it. Boyce will hand it off as May touched it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Central, LCCC.
May has had 2 or 3 steal opportunities that he's not been able to fully execute. He's batted them around a couple of times, and 5 on the shot clock, by the way. I'm not sure if they see that.
Yeah, Rice tries to drive in, shoot 2, 1, shot up, tapped in there by Bradley, and it's back to a 3-point game.
Big offensive putback by Bradley that time.
Mims almost loses this, gets this to the far side of the court to White. White backs up to the arc, will drive in, kicks it out to May. May to Black Bear. Black Bear to White. White, 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded there by LCCC.
Great idea by Black Bear. 3 the other way is big bucket by Rays. Wow.
They're up by 6. They're only a point away from their biggest lead of the game as Mims, top of the arc. Here's a 3, no good. Rebound there by Boyce.
Boyce still not dropping from the arc. It's been ice cold since J-Dub hit that one early.
Bradley will give this to Boyce. Boyce tries to drive in. He will. Looks for a shot as Boyce is going to, he does not look like he's going to be getting up.
They can't stop play till there's this. Now they can. And they finally do.
Yeah, Boyce has not moved since he fell.
Yeah, he landed on his tailbone, and that is never fun to do on padding, let alone on your keister on the hardwood like that.
Yeah, 70-64 your score.
Adam Simon, athletic trainer for Central Wyoming College, checking him out. Dwayne Salisbury's gone out to check out his player as well, and you hope for the best on something like that. As like I said, it's been a physical game, and Jack Klumach's been on the other end of that as well, and we'll hope that Jared Boyce is okay, the freshman out of Brockton, Massachusetts.
Yeah, we're going to step aside here for a quick timeout, make sure Boyce is okay. You're listening to Rustler Radio. 70-64 your score with 7:32 to go. Boyce gets off the court as he's walking, taking his time.
Pretty gingerly, yeah.
That did not, like, you can hear it from here too, up here in the booth, John, is we hope Boyce is okay. It's going to be LCCC basketball with a 6-point lead with 7:30 to go.
Yeah, Central missed an opportunity at 5-on-4. Well, it's pretty much 4-on-4 by that point, because I don't think Klumach had gotten back down into the fray after kind of going down with Boyce as well.
As here is Hardin tries to drive in. It's going to get a and one. Bucket is good.
They are just so physical around the rim and so dominant. And right now they're kind of taking it to the smaller Rustlers inside the paint.
Yeah, the biggest lead of the game is now at 8, if I'm not mistaken. As here is Hardin with the shot that's hitting good. And we are at a 9-point differential in favor of the Golden Eagles. As here's White, tries to get something going. White's gonna get up, but he's blocked. It's gonna be staying with Central. So we approach 7:06 to go. It's gonna be Central basketball. White's gonna inbound it, as they are trying to make sure the floor is good to go. 7:06 to go. As Klumach is talking to the official.
He's played 33 minutes of a game with a headband, and now they've noticed it and are going to make him take it off again?
This is, I think, the second time that's happened, if I'm not mistaken.
He's played 33 minutes with that headband on, and now the official notices it and takes it off.
It's the ninja headband, as people call it in the NBA. That was banned, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken. Here's Mims. Mims kicks it out to White. White tries to drive in, looks for a shot, gets a nice rollover, finger roll, and I think Brad just took another timeout.
Yeah, he did a quick timeout. Now down by 7. Nice little roll. Well, Jesse White's got a headband on, so
maybe it's not. Maybe it was the incorrect headband, I guess.
I don't know, but why was it correct for 33 previous playing minutes?
Exactly, and the color of it is kind of, I don't know what to think of.
And maybe it's the right call. Okay, you can't have this headband on, but why was it
not called
playable for 33 minutes?
I mean, Hardin had to go take off his earrings before the tip-off.
See, they noticed that right before the tip, though.
And Klumach was starting, so who knows exactly what was the case there, like you said, for almost the entire game. We only have 6:56 to go. And now Jack Klumak is without a headband and down by 7. As Rise takes it over the logo, gives this back to Bradley.
Yeah, we're within 7 minutes now. As stops becoming paramount for the Central defense now.
Yeah, it was a good defensive showing in the first half. Rise gets stolen there by White as he's going to give this to Klumak, and Klumak will bring it down the court.
There's the stop, and Klumak and White both got a piece of that.
White, 3. Is it good? No, it is not.
Boy, it has been a drought from three-point land in the second half.
White with 18, Klumak with 15.
They were 5 of 12 in the first half, and I think they're 1 of 611 here in the second half.
That's a very particular number, John.
It's a rough estimate, by the way.
As here goes Harden. Harden tries to drive in on May. He does. No good. Tip is no good. Harden gets his own rebound. Harden with the layup. That's in and good.
Yeah, he's so tough to defend.
It's been a tough ass for Central. They've done pretty good for the majority of this game. Now down by 9. White kicks this out to Klumak. Klumak gets the screen. Here's a floater. Floater no good. Kicks this back to Mims. Mims back to Klumak. May back to Mims. Klumak will take a shot, and another missed shot there by the Rustlers.
They're down 9, 5.5 left, and quick timeout by Coach Salisbury, and it's, wow, it is
been a drought.
Freezing cold on one end of the gym right now, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's warm up here, John, so I think we're pretty good, but yeah, like you mentioned, it is not going the way Central was hoping for. 66 to 75. Full timeout here. We'll take a 30-second one with them. You're listening to Rustler Radio and RustlerAthletics.com. Spectrum Channel 189. 75-66 in favor of LCCC. Back here on Rustler Radio, as we saw one of the officials talk with Mr. Fountain a little bit. Nothing about the flag. The flag will stay on the fan side of the court, so that's something positive to look at.
Professor Fountain of the psychology department is CWC super fan. You can see him courtside at every volleyball match and every women's and men's basketball game.
Soccer. I've seen him at soccer.
Yeah, there we go.
As here is Laramie County up by 9. Klumak guarding Bradley. Bradley will give this to Coswell. Coswell. I should keep a stat on how many dunks he has in this game. It's quite a few.
He has been a load, and they have a double-digit lead now.
Black Bear gives the screen for White. White loses the ball. It's going to be a jump ball opportunity in favor of the Rustlers.
Well, and that's maybe best-case scenario to not take away a timeout, even though, well, they have 3 left, but they do get to keep possession. But I thought Jesse got hooked by the pick E at the top of the key on that, but nothing was called on it. That's what sent him to the ground, and then it allowed him to get tied up.
Jared Lucas enters the game for Central. Mims tries to drive in, gives this to Lucas, and misses the shot. That was an easy looked like a 2-inch shot. I mean, it was right at the rim.
I think he was going to flush it and then thought better of it, and then he ended up just missing it altogether, and it turns out to be an easy bucket from McCord on the other end, and now Central's down 13.
As White from the charity stripe gives this to Mims. Here's Lucas again. He's guarded by Coswell, and he had that shot opportunity, and that's blocked. He beat Coswell. It's going to stay with Central.
Wow, Central fans wanting a foul. There's a lot of applause down there underneath, captured by the unsponsored hoop mic, and nothing called, and Central's going to keep possession, though.
I keep looking at Boyce and see how he's doing. He's standing up, he's moving around, so hopefully everything is all good as Gia gives this to Mims.
Yeah, 5-hour bus ride in this weather is not going to be real fun, though.
As that shot is the shot clock expires. Gia gets 2 points, and we are at a 11-point ball game.
Was that Gia or was that Nate Mims?
That might have been Nate Mims.
I'm watching replay now.
Thank you for the replay check. As Klumox is playing some really tight defense. McCord for 3. That's in and good, and he is kind of starting to make his way into this game. He is at 15.
That's a big bucket, and it was Mims that dropped in a 2.
As Central now back down. Gotta get my stats right here. The Mims gets blocked. It's Laramie County basketball, and it's just momentum going in favor of the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Bradley with a steal, but then they give it up on the other end, and Central will come back the other way.
Mims for 3. No, another missed 3. As I don't know how cold you can get from the arc, John.
Well, like I said, Jesse White hit one early in the second half, and then it's been over since then by all of the Rustlers.
As Central got 3 minutes to make something happen, down by 14. McCord has the ball. He's going to bring it back up.
We're going deep into the shot clock.
Here's 3 seconds on the shot clock. McCord misses everything with 1 on the shot clock. It's going to be Central basketball.
And, you know, they probably are okay with that because they took 30 seconds off the clock to put it at 2:47.
82-68 with 2:45 to go as Klumock will bring this down the court. Gia to Long. Long tries to get around a screen, does. Here's Klumock. Here's a 3, high arc 3. That's good!
The lid is off, but is it too little too late? They're down 11 with 2.5 left.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, every stop now critical. As Rise just gets an easy floater, but is missed. Rebounded by McCray, kicks this out to Bradley. Bradley's 3, no good. Rays for 2, no good. McCord with the rebound. He will also miss, and now a foul is called. Trying to see who is going to go to the free throw line. Is it going to be Rise to the free throw line?
It's going to be McCord.
Rise is holding his leg.
Yeah, he's cramped up. He might have got stepped on in that fray a couple of different times as well, and they were just pounding Central on the boards right now. Like I said, at half, they'd out-rebounded them 17-12, and it's at least that margin, if not more, here in the second half.
So McCord can extend this lead to 13 if he makes both. McCord, again, one of the better players on this team, averaging 17.1 points. As that first one is no good.
Jared Lucas, by the way, whistled for his first personal foul out of that.
McCord, a 73% free throw shooter. He's a freshman from Cheyenne, Wyoming. As that one is no good, so he goes 0 for 2 from the charity stripe as we approach 2 minutes to go. Lucas gives the screen to Klumock. Klumock with the layup, and he completely misses everything. Lucas gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. As Lucas is one of the local players here from Riverton, Wyoming. Play for the Riverton Wolverines, who will face off against Lander on Tuesday. They'll play Natrona County and I believe Cheyenne, or Rock Springs, excuse me.
Rock Springs on the road tomorrow and Natrona at home on Saturday.
As that first one is in and good.
And if you're a Lander Riverton fan and you were going to catch them on the home side, I think they're only playing the one game at Lander this year between them.
I think so, with conference now kind of kicking off and everything. That's what happens when the shuffle happened. Riverton jumps into the 4A ranks for basketball. That second shot, no good. Rebounded there by Coswell as we are at a 10-point ball game. So every shot by LCCC needs to not go in. CWC needs to make 5. That will work. It's a foul. Who is it on, though? Is it going to be on Central?
Call it on Central.
They call it on Gia. He's at, or no, they called it on, yeah, they do call it on Gia. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, LCCC is just dominating the rebounding wars right now with Central.
Yeah, now in the bonus is the Golden Eagles. Laramie County looking for 2 wins today. One on the women's side, one on the men's side. If that one goes in, you'll get one more opportunity. 83-72 now on the Pepsi scoreboard. As Coswell, again, pretty good night for him. 19 points, ton of dunks. As he gets his second one, that's up and good, and they are at a 12-point lead with 1:40 to go. Klumak tries to drive in, looks for the layup, and will get it, and that's in.
How did he get that past Coswell?
That's good, because Coswell looked like he was ready to
exactly
get it swiped out of his hands. And now it's clock management. There's a dunk by Coswell.
That's at least 4, maybe 5 by the big fella tonight, as he has owned this game.
I mean there's a other stat, and it's going to be a foul on the offensive side. They do call it on Lucas.
Yeah, Jared on the pick.
As Central's chances have started to probably dwindle a lot more than it could have potentially be, with down by 12 with 70 seconds to go.
Yeah, had a 2-point lead at half. Very exciting first half, and then the wheels fell off as the freezer door was left open on the 3-point line for the Rustlers. And then the dominating rebounding and inside presence by LCCC taking control.
As Bradley will try to get the shot, he's going to be fouled, go to the free throw line. It's kind of the same story from the women's game. The women have a 2-point lead going into the second half.
They're down by 3 at halftime in the women's game. Yeah, 35-32.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you for that correction. But played a pretty good game, and then turnovers kind of came and haunt them at the end of the game.
Same for her. She said we just can't score. They just couldn't get the buckets to fall, and that's kind of how the men's game has gone here in the second half. Is the shooting has just evaded them on the home floor, unfortunately.
Yes, LCCC has. I have 5 players in double digits.
Well, and you got to give credit to Coach Salisbury's team as well, as they've played pretty darn good defense, and especially on the rebounding side of things.
As that shot, it's in and good by Klumak.
He's been automatic with that little floater, that one from 15.
As we are approaching the final 35 seconds, LCCC is going to get their first win of the conference. Central will fall 0-1 in the conference.
Central going to Casper Saturday.
Casper Saturday, home again, as there's a travel call with 23.4. They'll host Eastern Wyoming on the 26th, and then Saturday the 29th, they'll host Western Wyoming, February 4th. May looks for Jared Lucas. Lucas doesn't, I don't think that was blocked. I think it was just a missed shot there, as we have 10 seconds to go. Central falls to LCCC 87-76.
Yeah, LCCC on their way to Western Wyoming. They'll play in Rock Springs on Saturday.
And that is the final buzzer. Central falls to LCCC 87-76. We're going to get you guys to your final game stats here. You're listening to Rustler Radio on 88.1, streaming at rustlerathletics.com. we're going to be wrapping some things up here at Central Wyoming College. Your men fall 87-76 in this contest. Is going over some final stats. We're trying to get the official stats, but for me, I had 5 LCCC players in double digits, led by Coswell with 22, Xavier McCord with 15, got Hardin with 19, and then Rise, who I didn't have stats for, contributed for 17 points. Central only had 2 players in double digits, Jack Klumak leading with 22 points, Jesse White with 18, and then it was kind of spread out at the end, but just shots were not falling in the second half, and I think that was the real story of this second half.
Yeah, and the rebounding, and we'll check both of those statistics here in a minute. The coach will join us here coming up in just a couple of moments as well. But yeah, unfortunately disappointing on both ends, men's and women's tonight for the 2 teams, as the Rustlers come up short on the ladies game, and then 87-76 in the men's game. So
yeah, another thing too, that's just the rebound stats here for LCCC. They had 42 total rebounds to Central's 29, and there's just a lot of offensive rebounds coming in. A lot of opportunities, I think, for LCCC just to take advantage with their height and size and everything, John.
Definitely so, and we've got the coach. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the coach after this. This is your Buckle Up for Life postgame show, brought to you by Wydot. Wydot postgame show on 88.1, talking with head coach Brad Schmidt, and 87-76 and a 2-point lead at half, and then a couple of things. You know, the 3-point shooting went a little cold there for a while, and they're just so big and physical on the rebounding wars, and that kind of spelled the end of this one.
Yeah, we're not big enough to compete with those guys in the interior, you know, just with Sebastian's foul trouble, and then, you know, I love Jared and I love Nieje, but we're playing 2 6'5" kids from Fremont County at the 5 against mid-major 6'10", 6'11" big in Coswell.
And it's inches and pounds as well.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's one thing if you're going against a 6'10" guy, but, I mean, when they're physical and they're put together like Division I players, that's just a big challenge for us, and I knew that. And then I think we just hit a fatigue wall, too. You know, you look at the shooting, I don't think we got good looks, you know.
Yeah.
And I think guys were just a little tired, and the speed of the game from having not a lot of reps, you know, I think we're going to work our way back into that. So I'm not that disappointed in our overall performance.
And, you know, I talked about the first half, you know, an absolute team effort. I mean, nobody had more than 6 or 8 points, and everybody but one scored. And that is obviously, you know, you put yourself in a position, just, you know, the second 20 minutes didn't go for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, and there was times, you know, I thought White got some really clean looks at 3, and, you know, Nie had a couple buckets around the rim that rimmed out on us. And then, you know, I thought Maximo Reyes really stepped up for him and just was answering every shot that we hit, man. And then, like, yeah, I think White missed a 3, and then he goes and bangs a transition 3. And I thought that was a big swing in the game just from a morale and confidence standpoint. You know, I think it was only a 4 or 5 point game at that time, and, you know, we could have cut it to 2 and went to 8 or something around there, but I think that was a big turning point.
Is Jesse okay? I know I'm warming up, kind of holding his back a little bit, running through some back pains. I mean, he didn't keep him out, obviously, in the second half.
I tell Jesse, I think he's, I don't know, he's a second-year college player, so he's probably 19 or 20, but I tell him he's the oldest 19 to 20-year-old I've ever seen. He's like, he's so stiff warming up every day. And so, yeah, I throw him a little bit of shade on that, but I think some of it's just a long layoff for these guys, and, you know, they expect so much, but, you know, even, you know, Saul's been in practice, but Jesse had one practice, played 27 minutes, you know, and that's just a lot to ask a kid. So
You mentioned about having that long pause. Do you think that could have contributed anything? But it seemed like you guys played pretty well for the most part, being gone for...
Yeah, no. We played well. That's why I said I'm pleased with our performance. It's a fatigue thing, when you get to that 30-minute mark. And it's just a thing where it's like, you haven't had that competition for that long to like rev up into it, after you've been shut down in such a weird way. It's not like you're playing the first game of the year, everybody's playing the first game of the year. So that's it'll be intriguing to see how we bounce back on Saturday.
Normally you get 2 days to warm up, I guess, to get tuned up for the next conference game. Today, this time around, you'll get one and then go play Casper. Talk about Coach Gutting's team 1-0 after beating Northwest last night.
Yeah, like I told you in the pregame stuff, you got to hold serve at home. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. But Casper's as talented as this LCCC team. They got great size, which scares me again because their 4s and 5s are huge and rebound and are super athletic. So that's that'll be very interesting to see how we bounce back. But no, man, we'll be just fine.
Outside of Grandpa White, everybody okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Jesse, you're old. Yeah, that's what you said. Coach, thanks for coming up, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, guys.
You bet. As head coach Brad Schmidt, as his team falls tonight 87-76. We'll continue on your White Hot postgame show. We'll run down some final statistics after this timeout on 88.1. Thanks to all of our sponsors and helping make this possible. Final count here again tonight, 87-76. Central held a 2-point lead, get outscored 49-36 in the second half. Their biggest lead was 7 in the first half. LCCC's biggest lead, 14. 7 times they were tied, 6 times they changed the lead. 90% of that came in the first half of the ball game. Central led by Jack Klubach. He had 22 points tonight. Jesse White with 18. 8 for Niehi Black, 6 for Nate Mims, 5 for Saul May. Sebastian Gaza had 4, as did Tony Gia, Davis Richard, and Jared Miller. Jared Lucas with 1 point in the ball game. We talked about this, and you talked about it, Wyatt. 5 in double figures for the Golden Eagles. Nolan Coswell tonight, big 6'10" player down low, 20 points, and 10 of that dunk fashion probably
exactly.
Here tonight. He also pulled in 5 rebounds in the ball game. 19 points for Derek Harden. He was a physical force inside. Xavier McCord had 15. Max Reyes had 19, 14 for Jaden Bradley. And they were the only 5 that scored in the ball game. The 5 starters in double figures, and then no bench points tonight. That's an odd stat.
Yeah, that's just an odd stat, but like Brad was talking in the post-game show, these guys are just big and physical, and it was just a tough task to ask Central. But I think for the most part, I mean, especially in that first half, they held them in check, and it's just that second half they kind of took off.
LCCC out-rebounds the Rustlers 42-29 in the ball game. Leading rebounder for Central, 4 for Jack Klumach. Leading rebounder was Derek Harden for the Golden Eagles with 10. Talking about shooting in the first half, El Trip would go 55% in the first half. They went 54% in the second half and warmed up from 3, hit 5 of 11 from the arc after 0 of 6 in the first half. And then on the other side, Central went from 53% in the game to 46, but ended up 3 of 14 in the second half, 3-point shooting to go 8 of 26 for the game, 31%. And again, the bigger physical impending front court down there by LCCC, the difference in an 87-76 victory.
Yeah, and Brad's, I keep referring to Brad because he brings it up. I mean, he said Casper is going to be in another team just like LCCC, big and physical. But I think now that they've seen it, they can potentially maybe work something out to where those guys are not as big of a factor as they were tonight.
Yeah, and they'll play at 4:30 on the men's game, 2:30 for the ladies. I know Casper College will stream it live, and I thought I heard my good buddy Jack Noakes doing the game the other last night on that. So tune in to Jack Noakes and the Thunderbird broadcast on Saturday. Central back home again on Wednesday, and on Saturday of next week, Wednesday at 5:30 and 7:30, and we'll figure out the broadcast crews for that. Wyatt, anything else?
No. Again, thank you for allowing me to join. I mean, it was a fun game to call, especially in that first half.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry if anybody's eardrums were kind of a little out of it, but I mean, when you see some good stuff happen, it just has to happen.
Absolutely. Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media degree here at CWC. Dory White, Jackson Morris, Riley Bouillon. Am I missing somebody else? Christian Corona was
Elliott.
up here doing that stuff. Elliott as well. And also to Francis Obukoya, the Wyoming PBS engineer, and everything that Wyoming PBS does for us. This has been your YDOT postgame show. Thanks to our friends at the Wyoming Department of Transportation and all of our sponsors here tonight. As the ladies fall tonight, 69-56. The men fell 87-76. For Wyatt Barichka, Jackson Morris, Riley Bouillon, I'm John Gabrielson. This has been a presentation from Rustler Media.